28, 24, you're going to have both numbers retired. What does that mean to you?
Well, I feel truly blessed. I mean, to play 20 years with one organization, and this franchise being a franchise that I admired growing up as a kid. I knew everything about them, every single player. I studied and I watched, and it was my favorite team. So to have my jersey sitting up there in the rafters with these legends that I admired for so long is it's a blessing. What happens is you get caught up in the grind, and you're focused on the next day, getting better today, getting better today, getting better today. And you just go, until one day it's like, okay, I'm not gonna go anymore. And then that's when you look back and you're like, whoa, what? Right? And then when you see like videos and things that fans will put together, or a montage the Lakers put together, and you look back, you're like, wow, I look like a baby. Now I have more hair on my face than I can grow on my head, so it's a good balance.
What do you miss?
Well, different things for different series. With Detroit, it's ensuring that we understood how to go deeper into our automatics. We were facing pressure from the Pistons, and we weren't prepared to do that. And as a result, it cost us the finals. And with the Celtics, it's not driving my teammates as hard as I should have. Everything was very easygoing, and we had a free-flowing team. I didn't want to be as strict or as combative with them. And as a result, we weren't as tenacious, right? And we ran into a buzzsaw with the Celtics, who were that, and we fell short because of that. And so those are two things that I could have fixed.
When you look back at that season where you had the Achilles injury, does that still stick in your mind at all, or you've moved past that?
No. I mean, it's from the standpoint of the blessing that came from it. Yeah, because that Achilles had never happened, I wouldn't have taken the time to focus on what comes next. Right. And I would have retired and looked up and been like, okay, now what the heck do I do? Right. So I see beauty in it. I really, really do. And it's unfortunate because we were playing the best basketball in the league for the first half of the season and struggling and being out of the playoffs, to then pretty much running the table in the second half of the season and getting in the playoff spot and playing the hottest basketball in the league. Right. Gearing up for the playoffs, like, okay, we're about to really make some noise here.
You were playing a lot of minutes. Like, is that one thing you look at, the amount of minutes you played?
Dude,
it
almost killed me, dude.
Yeah.
Like I could barely walk after games because my hamstrings would be so sore. And so I'd have to do ice baths after games, ice bath again when I got home, stretching before I go to bed. I was stretching like 3-4 times a day, consuming water and eating all kinds of, just eating clean. It was the strictest on myself that I've ever been in my entire career. Yeah, it was
just to get yourself ready day in and day out.
Bro, when I tell you I couldn't get out of bed to walk, I could not get out of bed to walk. And then, you got to get ready. Everything from that point, from waking up in the morning to 7:30, was trying to do whatever I could to get ready, so when that ball goes up, it's go time.
What was the mental preparation you had to put forth? Obviously a lot of it was secretive when you were going through it, but now you look back on the day in and day out of the grind.
It's just studying. It's just doing homework. Aside from physically making sure you're prepared, right, and eating the right things, hydrating properly, and things like that. When it comes to the game itself, it's just doing homework. Right? If you're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, and you have to know the sets that they like to run. You have to know, where guys like to catch the ball, and then also figure out how to take them out of their sets, how to make certain guys uncomfortable, and then look at defensively what are they going to bring to the table, and then how does that affect what it is that we're trying to run. So it's just preparation. It's just doing homework, right? It's not something where if you find yourself having to psych yourself up for a game, like, okay, hope we play well, I hope, then you're not ready. Right? Going into the game, you should already know. Right. They're going to do this, all right, we'll do that. They do this, we'll do that. They do that, we'll do this, right? You already know. Like, that's on me to do the homework. Right? The homework's there, the film's there. All I have to do is watch it, right? And if I'm not doing that, then that means it doesn't mean that much to me, right? So from day one, I wanted to have as much information as I possibly could.
Do you compare? Do you look at how you approach the game versus how some of these guys do now?
I just know from the guys that I talk to and how they approach it. And they say, they learned a lot from watching me because, they were 10 years old, 12 years old when I was playing, and so they'd watch my interviews and how I approach the game, and as a result, they approach the game the same way, and how they prepare and how they study and how committed they are to the game. So I feel very, very good about that.
Brandon, obviously the Kobe game tomorrow. When you think of Kobe and his career, what stands out the most to you?
I think it's work ethic. How he took every game like it was his last. I don't think he took advantage of any game or any aspect of the game. He wanted to master everything of the game, and he's definitely an inspiration to our generation and, of course, many generations above me.
Is there a piece of advice he's given you personally that you've held on to most?
Just stand in the moment. Stand in the moment. I think the first thing he told me was about the defensive end and how I could be really good on the defensive end, and just trying to challenge myself on that end.
Brandon, you got here right. I mean, first you were the turning of the page essentially from Kobe. What from your perspective has been kind of his imprint or impact on the team, even from afar?
Well, not just from the team. I think over this league, he's an inspiration for how hard he works. He kind of sets the bar for like one of the greatest players that's ever played this game. So when you come in here and you see his jersey, there's his number on the wall, and you see all the accolades and everything that he's done. It's crazy to think that.
Kobe's talked about how, like, when he got here, he looked up at the jerseys that were retired and kind of dreamed of getting there someday. Is that something that as a new Laker, as a rookie, you did as well? Is that similar to your experience?
Of course. That's why we play this game. Of course, that's why I play this game, to try to be the best in this league. And I think to have my number retire here one day or be one of the best players that came through here one day is something of my goal.
People, I remember people making a big deal out of the locker being Kobe's locker. What was the reaction to that?
Well, I was so lost in the moment and really don't know what's going on, but just think the 20 years that he's been in this league and have his number 8 and his number 24 jersey retired, and I don't know, it's unimaginable that happened. Just say that I'm very blessed to be in this position.
Brandon, what do you remember about playing on Christmas last year?
I remember the atmosphere. I remember how psyched the fans were, how ready we were to play basketball, and just how fun it was.
Sorry, go ahead. How much different is that game versus any other game, do you think?
The Christmas game?
Yeah.
I don't think it's too different. I think just the energy in the building is a lot higher. Of course, it's a time for joy, time for family, and you get to go out there and play a game you've been dreaming of for your whole life.
Did you feel any pressure in terms of filling those shoes left by Kobe? There was a void after he left. Did you ever feel that pressure to kind of assume that role, and do you still feel that pressure to be that guy?
Well, I think coming in here every day, and I think I kind of take the pressure off myself by coming in here every day and try to work every single day and try to be the best that I can be. I know that I'm going to be something special, and I come here every day to work hard on different parts of my game. So I know eventually I'm going to get there. So when you put in the work, I don't think you feel the pressure, or more so I want to say fear or anything.
Brandon, when you say that Kobe's defense stood out to you the most, what part of that approach was most impressive about him?
His tenacity. I think the way he played offense is the same way he played defense. You sometimes saw him guarding guys full court. You saw him guarding different positions. You saw him guarding the point guard, shooting guard, small forward, just probably the best player on the floor every single night. To be locked in for that 48 minutes and locked in on the best player and go and score 30 to 40 points every single night is something special.
Brandon, does this week seem pretty insane? You play LeBron, now you got the Kobe game, but it's against the Warriors. When you play the Rockets and then the Warriors again, it seems pretty like you've never gone through anything like no team.
It is. But it's a test for our young guys. I think a lot of our guys' eyes are really wide when you play these really, really good teams, and they perform well. We perform well just going against these top contenders in this league, and we just had to bring it in these weeks. Of course, and some of the top teams in the West.
So Brandon, did you ever think that about being Kobe's locker, or once they told you, or once they told you, then you became your locker, you never thought about us ever again? Which way?
No, I think about it every day.
Think about it every
day? First it was the one over at the old practice facility.
Right.
Then it's Kobe's lockers at Staples, and then he has the suit locker right beside.
Right.
So I think every day I go in the tunnel, I think about how blessed I am to be in this position, how this guy has spent his 20 years in the same position, and I have to say it's an honor. It's an honor to try to be there, fill some shoes, and just try to come out here and work every day.
Brandon, you were like 8 or 9 when Kobe changed his number. Like, do you really just remember him as number 24, or do you have memories of Kobe 8?
I probably have like 1 or 2 memories from number 8, but it was really number 24 for me. But even watching some of the highlights before he changed his numbers, I mean, it's easy to type something on YouTube, and I mean, either number, he was still a killer.